Today, we're diving deep into a riveting incident that's sure to raise your eyebrows. Picture this. A sunny day, a public space, and an innocent man named Mr. George, simply trying to capture a moment on his camera. But what should have been a mundane act turned into a whirlwind of chaos. On March 1, 2023, the Fairfield Police Department was in the midst of a routine traffic stop. The suspect? A felon on parole, allegedly with illegal narcotics. As officers delved into their investigation, Mr. George began recording the scene from a distance. But Officer Nicholas Amaviska wasn't having any of it. Without a word, Officer Amaviska stormed over to Mr. George, aggression evident in his stride. "Can I help you?" he barked, his tone dripping with condescension.
Can I help you? Can we help you? You can go film all you want from down there. You know you can't stay here.
Do not shine that light into
You
my
can
camera.
go.
Don't touch me, dude.
You can go over there.
Don't
You're too
touch
close
me,
to my
dude.
partner.
That's a lawsuit.
You were too
That's
close
a lawsuit,
to my partner.
bro.
You need to back up.
Yeah, what's your name and badge
You were
number?
too
Do
close
not
to
touch
You
me,
can back
bro.
up. You want to go to
Call your
handcuffs?
sergeant.
You want to go to handcuffs?
Do
you want to go in handcuffs and go to jail?
I dare you.
You can go
There's
film
no
over there.
law that says I need to
film over there.
Do not call your
Go
sergeant.
film over there. You
Call
are
your sergeant. Are you a supervisor?
7:15.
Yeah, call your sergeant.
You can go film over there all
You're
you
getting
want.
fired,
you
dude.
are too close.
You're getting fired. You know what your use of force policy
Can you
is?
respond? Can you too close?
Do you know what your
You
use
were
of
too
force
close.
policy is?
Back up.
Do you know what your use
You
of
want to
force
go to jail?
policy
You
is?
want to go home?
I dare you to arrest me, bro. I'm not breaking any laws. What's your reasonable articulate suspicion?
Back up. You were too close to my officer. Back
I
up.
can stand where
You cannot. Not
Public
when you're too
sidewalk.
close to me.
Public
Not
sidewalk,
when you're
buddy.
too close for our safety. You want to go home? You want to go to
What's more
jail?
important, public safety
You want to go home? You
or
want to go to
police
jail?
safety?
You want to go home? You want to go to jail?
Look at this, guys.
I don't care if
You're
you're
live
filming.
right now.
So are you. Back up.
Yeah, is your body cam on?
But here's the twist. Footage from Officer Amaviska's own body cam revealed a different story. Far from being too close, Mr. George was a good 10 feet away from any officer, standing peacefully on a public sidewalk. And according to the Fairfield Police Department's own policy manual, he had every right to be there, recording away. So, was Officer Amaviska genuinely concerned for his colleague's safety? Or was this a blatant abuse of power, an attempt to intimidate and silence a member of the public? On that fateful day in March, the streets of Fairfield were abuzz with activity. As officers meticulously carried out their investigation, Mr. George, an unsuspecting bystander, felt the need to document the unfolding scene. But as he began recording, little did he know that his simple act would spiral into an unexpected confrontation. Enter Officer Nicholas Amaviska, a figure of authority with a demeanor that suggested he was not in the mood for any deviations that day. With swift strides, he approached Mr. George, his voice echoing with a mix of irritation and dominance. "Can I help you?" The question, though simple, carried an underlying tone of challenge. Mr. George, taken aback by the sudden confrontation, barely had time to react before he found himself being physically pushed away. Once, twice, thrice. The pushes came in quick succession, each more forceful than the last. According to the manual, any person has the right to record officers in the line of duty, without interference. Mr. George was well within his rights, and yet, he found himself at the receiving end of unwarranted aggression. Officer Amaviska, with the assistance of another officer, decided that words were no longer enough. In a swift, alarming move, they tackled Mr. George to the ground. The reason? Allegedly, he was obstructing an investigation and resisting arrest. But let's pause and dissect this for a moment.
Back
You
up.
saw him touch me, right? You saw him touch
Because
me,
you were
right?
way too close.
You're too close, bro.
Oh, really?
You can't be
What's the law?
walking. You can't be walking
What's
up
the
behind
law?
my partner. Whatever
What's the
I
law?
feel isn't safe.
Whatever you
Whatever
feel
I feel
is
is
safe,
which means you were too
that
close.
is not a law.
It
Give
is
me a
in my
lawful
book.
order. Give me a lawful
I'm
order.
giving you a lawful order to go over
Oh,
there.
because you're a police
I'm gonna
officer,
give you
any
one more
order that you
chance
say
to
is a
go
lawful
over there,
order?
or you can go to jail.
You're gonna arrest me?
Yes, I will
Call your
happily
sergeant.
arrest you. Go over there.
Call your sergeant. I'm not
I'm
moving.
giving you one more chance
I'm not
to
moving.
back up.
I'm not moving.
Okay, that's fine.
Don't f***ing touch me. Don't f***ing touch me. Do not. What are you doing, dude?
Give me your hands.
Give me your hand, bro.
I'm not resisting.
Give me your hand, then.
You are.
I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. Why are you
I got it.
You guys are gonna lose your jaw. Do not turn off my phone either.
Gave you ample opportunity to leave.
I do not want you to search me.
You don't have a choice. You're in custody.
I don't have a choice.
You're under arrest, bro. Lawful search.
Really?
It's considered a search incident to arrest.
Yeah?
If you know your laws, you can check it out.
Oh yeah? What are you arresting me for?
Resisting, obstructing the investigation. Sit up.
Oh really?
Yes, really.
Really?
The officers claimed that Mr. George was filming too close to the traffic stop. Yet, no law in California dictates a specific distance for recording law enforcement. The very policy we discussed earlier, Policy 474, clearly states that recordings can be made from any public place or private property where one has the right to be present. But was Mr. George truly resisting? The footage showed him clearly stating he wasn't. And even if he was, the initial reason for his arrest was questionable at best. Another officer arrived on the scene. Would he be the voice of reason, the beacon of justice? As Mr. George tried to explain the situation, emphasizing the violation of his rights, the new officer's response was awaited with bated breath. The footage showed Officer Amaviska attempting to tamper with Mr. George's camera, a clear violation of personal property rights. Every second of this encounter raised more questions than answers. Was this a mere misunderstanding, or a deeper systemic issue? Was Mr. George's experience an isolated incident, or a reflection of a larger problem? In the midst of the chaos, Sergeant Cesar, with an air of finality, declared his stance. He acknowledged the absence of a law dictating the distance for recording but emphasized the need for officers to work without interference. However, his argument seemed to be based more on personal beliefs than on actual legal grounds. These people here are dangerous criminals, he argued, implying that Mr. George's proximity posed a threat. But was this truly the case? The Fairfield Police Department's policy manual, a beacon of guidelines and principles, provided clarity on the matter. Given these policies, Sergeant Caesar's actions raised eyebrows. Was he truly upholding the values of the department, or was this a case of personal biases overshadowing duty? As the dust began to settle, a grim revelation came to light. Despite the questionable circumstances of his arrest, the district attorney was pursuing charges against Mr. George. But he wasn't one to back down. Armed with evidence, a clear understanding of his rights, and a determination to seek justice, Mr. George and his lawyer prepared to challenge the false arrest.
Do I need to talk to him? He was asking to talk to you.
How can I help you?
How's it going, sir?
How can I help
Are you
you?
a sergeant?
Yes, I am.
Well, number one, these cuffs are way too tight.
Okay.
Number
I'll have them
two,
adjust that if they can.
number two, my rights were just violated.
Okay.
148G, California Penal Code.
Okay, that's good.
I'm allowed to film the police.
Yeah, but for a distance, right? These people here are dangerous criminals or have backgrounds that are pretty dangerous. The last thing they want to be doing is dealing with you, right?
What's the law that says I have to stand a certain distance?
You got to stand. There's no law.
Exactly.
To the exact same distance, but you got to give them the space to work, right? You can't be doing this right on them, right? Right? It's the same similar
body
situation,
cam on?
right? Yeah. You can't
Why
do
did
that.
you just do that?
Exactly the same thing, right?
Why did you
You
just
can't
do
do that when
Okay,
people
you
aren't
see
working.
You see that metal plate right there?
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you. You're going to jail. Okay?
What's your name and badge number?
Sergeant Caesar, 904.
Okay. And then
All
I
right.
need someone to bug.
Policy 826 emphasized the importance of respectful interactions, urging officers to inspire trust and cooperation. It was a call for professionalism, a reminder that every interaction should be rooted in respect and understanding. Furthermore, Policy 100A stood as a testament against retaliation. It clearly stated the department's zero-tolerance stance on retaliatory actions and emphasized the protection of individuals who report or participate in investigations. Given these policies, Sergeant Caesar's actions raised eyebrows. Was he truly upholding the values of the department, or was this a case of personal biases overshadowing duty? The streets of Fairfield, which had witnessed this dramatic encounter, now awaited the final verdict. Would justice prevail, or would power dynamics overshadow the truth? The stage was set for a legal battle, one that would not only determine Mr. George's fate but also shed light on the broader issues of authority, accountability, and the rights of citizens. Mr. George, once an ordinary citizen of Fairfield, became a symbol of resilience and the importance of standing up for one's rights. His story, though marred by adversity, ended on a hopeful note, reminding everyone of the power of truth and the indomitable spirit of justice.